What's going on, guys? It's your girl Angie Snatch coming at you with another unbiased truth, decoding the Brother Polight trial. And today we're going to be breaking down the police report. We're going to do a step-by-step. I have some maps. We're going to get interactive because I want us to have healthy discourse, but arguing from the same set of facts, right? I've seen some people cover the police report, but not really break it down and investigate like we do over here. But before I get started, I want to say thank you so much to all my new subscribers and welcome. And then a special thank you to all the men, the brothers, the fathers, the uncles, the godfathers, the mentors, the kings, and the emperors in our community that do the great work, that have not been shy about voicing their opinions on a situation like this. I know that you brothers are nothing like the monster that I cover over here, and he is not representative of the black man that I know. So I wanted to get that out the way. But let's get into this police report. So what we're going to do here today, we're going to start from February 27th when the first allegations were made to August 17th when we all found out about it. So then that'll be our ground level foundational piece. So then when we argue, we're arguing the same point. All right. So I want to start with page 1. Page 1 is not really that important to me, but there is such a fun fact in this page. If you look at permanent address, you see 6220 West 3rd Street, Los Angeles, California. So I looked that up. That is the Palazzo Apartments, which is in the same courtyard as the La Brea Apartments. If you watch my video, Who is Amunet, you will see that I posted in that video court documentation of their eviction from the La Brea Apartments. So when I saw the Palazzo, I said, now wait a minute. Did this man go rent an apartment next door to the building that he was just evicted from? If he did, he a bad mamma jamma. He is a bad mamma jamma. But while I'm here, actually, let me answer a question that I saw. Someone asked a question about him being served, and if he doesn't have a permanent address, how can he be served? By me looking through the case, something that I noticed with it was that there was never a docket entry of warrant served, because that's usually entered as a separate docket, because sometimes it's any police officer or anybody that serves that person, and then they have to then, because you're not technically served until it's filed with the court. So from me looking at this, he turned himself in. Now, how could that happen? We do have to recognize his celebrity. And if he was compliant with officers, had an attorney, or just was answering the phone and showing up every time, they would give him this courtesy while the investigation was going on. Now, let's get into page 2. What stands out for me in page 2, and you guys can screenshot this and read it yourself because I'm not going to read page 2. It kind of gives a backstory of like who they are, and I did videos on Linda, so I don't need to go there. What stood out to me in page 2 was in bold the actual date, location, and time of the incident. I think people missed this. It is saying that the incident occurred on the 27th day of February 2021 at 2 o'clock a.m. because usually on these type of documentations, they're using military time. So when they say 2, we can say 2 a.m. Okay. So at 2 o'clock a.m. at 1100 West Avenue, number 13, room number 13, Miami Beach, Florida. Remember that address because it's going to be important. I'm going to show you why. 1100 West Avenue, Miami Beach, Florida. So when we move on to page 3 gets a little more into the actual allegations that are happening. So I'm going to do an overview. You can screenshot this and read this. So long story short, what is alleged here is that Polight asked his girlfriend at the time, Linda Arrocho, could he take her daughter with him to an after party at Club 11 and also to talk to her because they were having some discord. Linda agrees. We can have a conversation later about how you guys feel about her agreeing to something like that. I think that's a fair conversation to have since it's saying that the incident occurred at midnight is when he asked, could he take her out? So I think that's a fair conversation. But let's get through the timeline first before we have that debate. So she allows her daughter to go with him. She gets ready. At some point, she gets worried. She's calling him. Where is my daughter? He then brings her daughter back to her mother's room, where we can fairly assume that the daughter then explains to her mother what happened. But also what is stated in the police report is that the mother notices her daughter seeming slightly intoxicated with swelling around the mouth. What makes me say that we can safely say that her daughter told her in the room is because then in the police report, it goes on to say that the mother transports her against Polight's wishes, because one of the things that Polight said was that it would ruin his career. That was what he was said to her, but against his wishes, she transported him. Now, this is the part that stood out to me. Second paragraph. Defendant Noak then took victim TS to her mother's hotel, Fontainebleau, 4441 Collins Avenue. So, what that means is the incident took place in a totally different hotel. So when we talk about hotel cameras or things like that, there's 2 hotels that will have cameras. The 1100 West Avenue, where I showed you on page 2, it said that the incident occurred, is the Mondrian Hotel. T.S., who is the victim, and Linda were staying at the Fontainebleau Hotel, 14 minutes north up the beach from Polight and more on the South Beach side, because the Mondrian is not on that Collins Avenue, Loomis Park side. To give you a little bit better bearings, the Mondrian is actually on the side when you drive into South Beach. Anybody that has driven into South Beach, and you have to drive into South Beach, I mean, you can fly. I don't know, because I only fly into Fort Lauderdale. When you drive into South Beach, you drive across a long bridge. As you're coming across that bridge, you see yachts and they're not hotels, they're actually condos. You see a lot of waterfront property. The Mondrian is on that side of South Beach, but from the Fontainebleau, where the mother is notified against Polight's wishes, she transports her daughter 10 minutes to Mount Sinai Medical Center. They go to Mount Sinai Medical Center, and while at Mount Sinai Medical Center, the daughter reports a sexual battery. Once the daughter and her mother report sexual battery, she is then transported to the Roxy Bolton Rape Treatment Center, which is about 25 minutes away outside of South Beach. Actually, closer to Club 11, believe it or not, because Club 11 is nearer into Miami, not South Beach. You have to go back across the bridge to go to Club 11. So she's transported to Roxy Bolton Treatment Center. At Roxy Bolton Treatment Center is where they take the DNA samples. This is all on February 27th. So let's do a quick recap. So on Thursday, February 27th, the alleged incident occurred between 12 a.m. and 2 a.m. The victim is then transported to Mount Sinai Hospital, where a report is made of sexual battery. From Mount Sinai Treatment Center, she is then transported to Bolton Rape Treatment Center, which is located in Jackson Memorial Hospital. So the DNA samples are taken February 27th. Now let's move forward. On Tuesday, May 4th, 2021, the lab results are completed. The lab results confirm 6 semen stains. We don't have an assailant yet because they do not have that DNA evidence yet. They only have the DNA from the victim. So they're just confirming, yes, that there are semen stains on the victim's clothes because she gave all that to the Roxy Bolton Treatment Center. Those stains were then identified to be located on her shirt and scarf. Now, on Tuesday, June 8th, a month later, Polight is served with a warrant for DNA, not a warrant for arrest. There's different types of warrants. You got bench warrants. You got, a bench warrant. They don't pick you up until they catch you. An arrest warrant, they coming to look for you. He got a warrant for his DNA. So he served with a warrant for his DNA. A DNA swab is taken by the Miami-Dade Forensic Lab. That is on June 8th. I hope you guys are following me. So then we fast forward on August 10th, the DNA match is confirmed. Confirmed meaning that the 6 semen stains that they found on the victim and confirmed on May 4th now have a DNA confirmed match to Brother Polight. The semen stains matched Brother Polight. The DNA was a match. Monday, August 16th, 2021, Polight is arrested. And I put Miami Beach Police Department because I noticed something. On the arrest record, it says arrested and it has the Miami Beach address. To me, that says that they did not pick him up, that they called him, and that he turned himself in. How we can even conclude that is because the bond was also posted on that same day. So he got his affairs together. He turned himself in. He was booked at the Miami Beach Police Department, meaning they detained him there. They didn't go to any other resident, any other location. Now, this was on August 16th. Remember, none of us knew this at the time. And then the next day, all hell broke loose and Polight's business became on Front Street. I mean, it was like,
Michael Noak, aka Brother Polight, as you guys know him as, was just released from Miami, and he was charged with raping his girlfriend, 14-year-old daughter, okay, in a hotel room.
All right. Now I took you from February 27th to August 17th when we all found out. Now that we're on the same page on what occurred that night, February 27th, where it occurred, the Mondrian Hotel, what happened in the events that followed from her being moved to Fontainebleau, Mount Sinai Medical Center, Roxy Bolton Treatment Center, to May 4th when Dade County confirmed the 6 semen stains, June 8th when they served Polight with a warrant for his DNA samples, August 10th when they confirmed that yes, the DNA matched Polight, and August 16th when he turned himself in and was arrested, and finally August 17th when Miss Tasha K dropped a bomb on all of us. So now that we're here, what do we do next? Let's have a real conversation now that the facts are out. Thank you guys so much for checking me out. I'll see you next time. It's Angie Snatch.